Lady T, and homeboy, my brother. You know what I'm saying? When I need him, I could call him, I could check him. I could call him for anything. Beast One, best known as Rodney, Dad Mentality podcast host. So, we going on this journey and we all have seeing what's going on in the world. So today, Lady T is going to take it away. It's watch the world, but verify. So, Lady T, take it away.
Yeah, this topic was big at the time when I came up with it. So time has passed.
Oh Lord,
but look at the world today, right? Look at everything that's going on, everything that's happened in the past, let's say 10 years. We've been watching a lot of things and hearing a lot of things. You remember that? You ever heard that phrase, trust but verify? I never really liked that trust thing. I was like, nah, you're supposed to watch. That's what I think. Mm-hmm. Watch. Of course, Christians, we're going to say watch and pray, but it's an attention, seeing things, also verifying. And I think that a lot of times we're not really paying attention to what we're doing, and we're blindly trusting, and we're blindly allowing certain things to happen in our lives, or we see things that happen and we just be like, oh yeah, that's the truth. We never verify. We never go out there to see for ourselves, do our little research to find out if it's really true, if it's something that's verifiable as being a fact or not. But I mean, I can think of things of myself that I have listened to people say things, and I listen, I'm like, oh, they tell them the truth, but really they're not. They got a lot of information twisted or turned around, or misinformation. So I think that when we talk, a lot of times we really are hearing a lot of hearsay. Somebody else said it, or a phrase that somebody else said, we liked it, and we're going to say it over and over, but it's really not something that pertains to the situation that we're going through. And that's why I think it's really important for us to really watch, see it, and verify it. Not to go put your trust in it all the time to say, oh, this is the truth, but verify it. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I get what you're trying to say. Okay. So being that you said that, what have you watched and can you verify some things? Let's tell us what you have watched and now verify it for us.
Okay. I'm trying to be cautious because I am in a place where I have to be mindful of what I say. Okay. Meaning I have a position where I have to be mindful of how I speak, right? So I don't want to say everything, as freely as most people possibly can. But let's say, and let me take for instance what we're going through right now. Let's say, the coronavirus, right? Mm-hmm. That was a big thing.
You mean COVID?
COVID, yeah, the coronavirus. That's what I called it. The coronavirus. That was what it was first called. That right there was, we had to watch it, right? We watched what happened to the world. Everybody was getting sick. We heard about a shot, and we were like, yo, you got to go get this shot. It's going to protect you. We were watching it. Some people took the shot. Some people didn't, right? You know what I'm saying? At that time, we just basically didn't know a lot of the facts because it was so brand new. So we had to watch to see what was going to happen. If people got the shot, if they were going to fall out dead, or, were they going to get it again? We had to watch. We had to let the guinea pigs be the guinea pigs.
Mm-hmm. Was it the Tuskegee experiment all over again?
Exactly.
At one point in time, we was told to drink bleach.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
Yeah. That was from the highest person above, the highest person in the government. How about that? I'll just say that. Not above. I mean, in the government. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No.
But I understand what you're saying. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, that's a good point. What were you gonna say?
What I was gonna say is that, and that's a good example that you brought out to the table. But just think about this. This is exactly what our faith and what we supposed to be studying, supposed to be walking in. And I'm a prime example of what happened in COVID, that I had to make a decision to get the shot because of my job. Now, now watch this, because it was mandated to come back into New York City. You had to get the shot, at least 2, right? So this is where our faith comes in, and truly, we have to believe and trust in God. I had to make a decision. I said, okay, I was working somewhere else, but they said in order for me to come back to work, I had to have both shots, right? Now, I could have been like, you know what, I'm not getting the shots. Then I've been out of work. You understand what I'm saying? But here's the thing that allowed me to make a decision, not just because of work and because of money, is that, you know what, God provided me with that job. So God didn't put me in a position to just take it away and say, you know what, now I took the shot because God provided me with that jobs. And it's not, and then guess what? And not only that, there were other factors that played in a part too. Watch this. My wife have got laid off. Just laid off. She's been in her job 22 years, laid off. So, and I say that I had to make a decision. I prayed about it. I said, Lord, if it's your will, let it be done. And let me tell you something. I got the shot, right? I said, Lord, this body is yours. So if it's your will, allow me to get the shot. And whatever happens, it's your will. Let your will be done in my life. You know what I'm saying? So the decision I made is like, okay, God, you already done so much for me. You know what I'm saying? Because my identity got stolen in COVID too. So I was getting paid from my job for a while, and then all of a sudden that stopped. Immediately I got another job. You know what I'm saying? So he provided, a way for me to work while my identity got stolen, and I still was maintaining the bills, maintaining wherever we needed, the supplies that we need. I still was able to do that. And so, and I was honest to the people that I was going to, where I said, listen, my job is closed because of COVID, but they can call me at any time. Some jobs didn't even want to hire me because I told them that. And then I found the job, same time, same distance. It's about an hour away. So, but it was a longer drive it just seemed longer, but it was only an hour, but it seemed so long. But all I say all that to say is I had to make a decision, but my faith allowed me to make the wiser decision. And, and here I am, because there were people dying from the shot. So, some things, it's supposed to happen for us and to us. And we have to understand that. And so that's why I said all that. I said COVID was a good thing, because you got to make a decision. And if your faith is rocky, or your faith is shaky, and you don't go to God and you don't ask him about it, how are you going to make the wisest decision? We're going to do this, make decisions on feelings, emotions. Oh, I need work. And if you're not supposed to take a shot, you're not supposed to take a shot. Now watch this. My mom's didn't take the shot. No, she refused to take a shot. Right? She's still living. So you see what I'm saying? Decisions making. We all had to make a decision, but I say all that to say is your decision that you made, or you had decided to make, it solely should have been about your faith with God, I think.
That's right. And you basically put trust first.
Of course.
That's what it was. I've heard the phrase trust but verify a lot of times, and I never really understood. I would think verify first and then trust, just because you need to, I think you're blindly doing something if you're going to trust. But of course, if you have faith, that's different. You're putting your trust in a higher source. But when you put your trust in a higher source, then that makes it okay for me, in my opinion. But when you trust blindly, not really knowing anything, not really, having any type of, understanding or what's going on around you about it. So I understand what you're saying. Rodney, do you have a situation where you knew how to trust but verify, or, you didn't trust and verify, or you watched it and didn't verify, or something like that?
I definitely don't believe in trusting no man. So therefore, you know, to go by the trust, the whole trust. The only person I trust is God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I said. Trust God.
Yeah, no, I didn't say you said anything.
I thought you said.
Hey, man, why you going? Are you in a defensive mood, sir?
Yeah.
Today you on?
I thought you said trust. Sir? I trusted the man. No way, man.
No, I never said that. I said I was talking for myself, sir. Not everybody's attacking you. Relax. It's okay. This is your show. You can feel at home here. All right. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna wait till you say something wrong before you ain't say nothing wrong. You good? But nah, trust in God. Nah, I trust in God. I don't trust in no man. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely took my time in that particular thing. And I don't, you know, I don't feed into once you show me that you are not trustworthy, then I don't believe anything you say. You know what I'm saying? For me, you know, it's and then the other thing for me is I wholeheartedly believe that if it don't make sense, then it's a lie. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can't explain to me what you're saying and make it make sense, then I don't believe you. You know what I'm saying? And it's that easy for me. And I'm not one to convince. I'm not one that is easily convinced, and I'm not one that's going to convince you that you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? If you're wrong, you're wrong. I'm just going to keep it moving. I'm gonna say something. And then I'm gonna keep moving. You know, it ain't up to me. That ain't what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to judge anybody. But when people say stuff that don't make sense, I automatically believe that it's a lie because the truth makes sense. The truth, there's no that you can't like a lie. You got to keep on lying. The truth is just the truth. You know what I'm saying? So. And I believe that and I also believe that the truth will always come out. So I just wait. If I don't understand it, then I'll wait and I'll see what's going on because I know that eventually the truth will always come out. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, you know, it's about being patient and talk to God and listen to God. You know what I'm saying? Because I definitely did talk to God about the situation. You know. I do take a lot of credit in my pastor, and my pastor talked about it. You know what I'm saying? And he said, and the biggest thing that he said to me is that God ain't going to try to trick you. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to be, you know, because everybody start, you know, people was talking about this was of the devil, and it was really the him coming back, and you're getting a microchip in your arm, and this, that, and the other that's going to make you the thing of the devil. Nah, the God don't work that way. There's no trickery to what he says and what's in the Bible. And when he come back, you're going to know. It ain't no, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no guessing like, oh, they pulling this off to stop from the rapture and all this. Nah, that stuff, nah. When God come back, you're going to know. It ain't going to be a question about what just happened. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going, especially if you're a believer. Now, you can believe that all these people left because of aliens if you want to, but a believer know why. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, you know, before I became strong in God, I used to always say to my wife when something went down, I was like, well, call your parents because if they're still here, then it wasn't the rapture. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what I told her every time. You know what I'm saying? Before I became strong in God, I was like, you call your parents and they still here, then we good. We safe. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but I mean, you really do have to, in my opinion, there is no trust in man because we're all liars, we're all sinners, and we're all capable of doing the wrong thing. So there's no person that I would ever can sit there and wholeheartedly, blindly trust. You know what I'm saying? There's certain people I can blindly trust with certain things, but you know, to just sit there and blindly trust, like my true friend, Coach, will get me out of jail. I can blindly trust in that. But you know, it's just something to, you know, just something that you can do. But other than that, you can't blindly trust in everybody or anybody. Because there's a lot of, because even the Bible says there's a lot of, what is it, wolf in sheep clothing. You know what I'm saying? There's going, and he says the closer it comes to him, there's going to be even more of that. So, you know, you gotta, for me, you gotta build that trust. You gotta build it, which I'm not going to, just because you call yourself or you got this name or this title, no matter what it is, even if that title is president, I'm still not going to believe, you know, especially if you already showed me that you are not truthful. Then I'm not going to blindly follow what you say. So, I mean, that's just how I feel. I mean, I think that Chef Dennis is an incredible man, incredible person, but sometimes he be saying some stuff I ain't following that either. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's
okay. What you mean you ain't following? What you ain't following?
You know, hey man, look, man, we having a conversation. I'm sure I'll let you know as soon as you say it today. I don't write down everything you say
today.
Yeah, as soon as you say it today, I'll let you know. But I don't write down everything. So you know, it's all good. But you understand what I'm saying. It's just that you know, I definitely agree that blind trust is not something I have in people.
Well, you know, we do that all the time. If you think about it, think about this. We go to the doctors and we ask the doctor, what's wrong with us? And the doctor will run tests and the doctor will give us an analysis of what they see and then say, here you go. This is the medicine that you should take, or you got this issue and you may need surgery, right? And a lot of people trust in that doctor that says, this is what you got going on. You know, take this medicine. That is what we blindly trust. Think about that. I'll give you one more example.
All right.
Taxes. When we pay our taxes, you know, we're told, you know, you're paying taxes towards certain things. We really don't know what we're paying taxes on. So we are blindly trusting. We never are able to truly verify that. You know, that's what I mean. Like, we're watching the world go on, do the things that it does, and we're being deceived. And really, all of us are being so deceived in a lot of things because there's so much deception that can be covered up in the truth. You get what I'm trying to say?
No, I hear you 100%. 100%. I've had my same doctor for a long time. I do trust her. I'm not going to say that, but she ain't never told me to go get surgery either. So I got, you know, I got that too. Now, when she does, you know, I question my doctor all the time. I had to ask her the other day, you know, I'm 45 now. And, you know, you got to get that certain male exam that you got to get at 45. And I had a real question for her. I was like, look, man, all this new technology y'all got, you gonna tell me there ain't a better exam? You gonna tell me there ain't a better way to find out if I got a prostate issue other than, you know, sticking your fingers in there? We had a full conversation.
Hold up, brother. Hold up.
What?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Prostate exam at 45. Yeah. You ain't get that. You don't go to the doctor.
But hold on. Wait a minute. I'm listening. I'm trying to figure out. They don't do that no more.
They still do it. They ain't do it to me, but they still do it.
No, they have a machine to do it now. Seriously. And you go to sleep, you will never know.
No, that's for a colonoscopy.
Huh?
That's for a colonoscopy.
So what you talking about?
I'm talking about the prostate exam.
That's the feel. They feel, right?
That's when they feel, yeah.
Yeah, the finger, the hand actually.
But I think don't you go see? I did a colonoscopy first already. I think when you go do that, when you do the colonoscopy, that can tell you about your prostate as well.
Yeah.
You don't. So you don't need no.
Still,
right. You don't need no prostate examination.
But that's more invasive. That's more invasive than what you call. Only difference is you sleep.
Right. So, but you know, when you sleep, you know, just like it's like when you go do a surgery, you sleep, you don't know, and that's where. And I was going to say to you, Lady T, that's what I was going to say to you. Exactly, is that you have to question the doctors, but you got to also, when you go to the doctors, you have to know what you're going for. Like when you go to checkup, right, and you say, "Listen, I got this pain right here." Now they only going to check based on what you coming in for. You know what I'm saying? And then when they check all your major vitals, now they tell you the symptoms of what's going on in your body. Now it's up to you.
Not 100% true, because when you go in there, they do they do a blood test, they do a urine test, they do all that.
Before check all your vitals.
Yeah. But that's checking a lot more than just you coming in saying my hip hurt.
I said,
you know what I'm saying?
A physical, they check all those vitals, right? And now what I'm saying, then when you go into the doctor and you say something is bothering you, they only go and check for that. And now, if you say I got this cough in my throat, they're gonna see what's going on in your throat. They're not gonna go check your kidneys. That's what I'm saying. It depends on what you go into the doctor for. So the result is based on what you tell them. what's going on, unless it's a physical. If it's a full body physical, now they're going in and they're going to tell you all the things that's going on in your body. And when they come back with the results, they tell you, okay, they give you, all right, well, you need to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I give you an example. I went to the doctor and I did my physical a couple of years ago. They said, okay, your blood pressure is a little high, right? Mm-hmm. It ain't crazy. So they said, do you drink? And do you do? He said, I said, yeah, a little bit here and there, right? So he said, take beer and wine and cheese out your diet, and you'll be all right. See what I'm saying? That's it. That's all he said. Nothing else. I'm overweight. You know what I'm saying? I'm overweight. But when I do my physical, guess what? He said, yeah, you can lose some weight, right? But that right there stayed in my mind. Stop, the cheese and the wine and the beer. Cut it out. I ain't talking about, I'm just saying moderations. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to remember, a physical is for 6 months. It's a buildup for 6 months. It's not just, you won't go in there for 1 week and say, oh, you know what? I was drinking Friday and now your blood pressure high. No, it don't work like that. It's in your blood. So it's a 6 months process. So in the 6 months time frame, you might have had you some greasy food. What? 3 months out of the 6 months. You think your cholesterol is going to be low? No, it's going to be high.
You went from high blood pressure to cholesterol. Those are two different things. High blood pressure can be done that day. You can. Okay, no. Can I talk?
Yeah, you can talk. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll wait. Go ahead. I'll wait. You 100% can be in a high pressure situation right before you go to the doctor that day, and your blood pressure will be high. That doesn't mean it has been high for the last 6 months. You can do something that day to increase those. Now, cholesterol is different, but high blood pressure, your blood pressure can spike because of a incident. Just like that's why if you come in and you're not normally high, they'll wait 15 minutes, 30 minutes throughout your journey and come check it again. They'll come check it again because it can go, your blood pressure is different because you kept on skipping on different subjects throughout the whole thing. The first thing you said was we was talking about you going in there for a specific thing. Then you said a physical. A physical, they go and they check a broad scan of a lot of things. They're not, when you go in there for a physical, they're not searching for one specific thing. They're checking everything. You get your blood test, they're checking your liver, they're checking your I can't remember what I'm trying to think of.
H1C.
They checking all that. They checking sugar, cholesterol, they checking sugar, they checking it all. So they're checking a variety of things. Right. The other part about it that I want to go back to Lady T said is that a doctor, it's a science. If you got the right doctor, they're going to tell you they don't know. They got to do more tests. They're going to try to figure it out. If you got the wrong doctor that thinks they know everything, then you got that whole journey, man. I'm not good with doctors. I'm gonna let y'all know that now. That's why I stick to the one I got. She knows me. I know her. We don't play games. You know what I'm saying? Because like when I talked to her about the prostate exam, she said, nah, there's tests we can do before that. Before you go in for that colonoscopy, before you can go that, we can do tests to see if you are even in the danger zone. And you know what? And then we did the test. And I said, good, we're going to do those tests. Because I'm not going to let you stick no finger up there without either a date or we fighting or something afterwards. Something got to happen. There's got to be a beginning and an end before that happens. So, and I'm truthful with my doctor. My doctor, she laughed her behind off and she said, don't worry about Mr. Glover. She ran the test and she told me in the test, you don't have any of the symptoms or the signs. And I was like, cool, so it ain't that much of a hurry. She's like, no, Mr. Glover, in a hurry. We suggest 45, but I really, before you turn 50, think that there's something you need to go and do. And I said, okay, I'll definitely go and do it. But, it's still a conversation. You got to find the right doctor. You got to find the right pastor. You got to find the right anything that you're going through life. You can't go through life and like Lady T said and just blindly believe what the world is feeding you or telling you, because in the past, if you just know anything about our history or anything about our people, we were kings and queens in Africa and told, well, we're going to bring you to this new land. It's going to be great here. You know what I'm saying? Then they got here, now they're slaves. You know, and that's something that they don't talk about. But you got to learn your own history. You got to learn your own body. You got to learn what's good for you and what's bad for you. Yeah. She ran my test. She said my liver's fatty. She said, you know why? I said, yeah, I drink. She said, okay, so you need to stop drinking, Mr. Glover. Can you? She said, how much do you drink? I said, I drink a lot. She was like, all right, well, how can you do it to two glasses when you drink? And I said, sure, I'll just get bigger glasses. You know what I'm saying? And then we can make it down to 2. And she laughed, and it was true. But I mean, unless you have those conversations and know what you got to do when those things happen. But you got to do what's right for you. You got to do what's right for, you can't be I never let anybody put me in a broad class. In other words, like when you go into the doctor, be like, oh, God, black men like you, are dying of heart attacks and this, that, and other. Okay, well, look at my test. Is that me? Am I in that category, or are you just putting me in this group? Those are the type of doctors I don't like. Those are the type of doctors that I don't, talk to me about me. So that's all I got to say. That's what I got to say about that. I think I answered Lady T's question when I wasn't interrupted by Chef, but
yo, watch your tone. Sure. Watch your tone, okay?
Listen, I answered your question.
Well, listen, Lady T, I do have some things that I watch in the world, and it's interesting. One thing a couple of things. The one thing I see is like going on right now is pastors forcing. This pastor forced a young lady. We talk about the church all the time, and I don't know if you saw it. Have you saw it, Rodney?
I doubt it. I don't know what you're talking about.
A pastor forced a young lady to get in front of the church and apologize.
Forced her?
Bruh.
How forced?
Told her to get up there. Get up there and tell them, apologize to the church.
For what?
Because she's pregnant.
Oh, hell no. Nah. I'm sorry, my bad.
But look.
Okay.
Now, so this is what we look at the world and we talk about the church. And this is some of the things that as believers we don't even talk about. We don't even conversate about that. And that was totally unacceptable. And this is a pastor. He was the pastor, and that's unacceptable. And he did get a lot of slack. I mean, he got they went to his church, they protested, they did a lot. I mean,
where was this church?
I think in Atlanta.
I was gonna say down south.
Yeah. But it when I saw it, it hurt my heart because that's why a lot of people don't want to go to church because people do stuff like that, and it puts a damper on the word of God, even though we are believers and we know that's not right. But look at we're looking at the whole world, the world that's looking at that, saying this is why I don't want to go to church because they do stuff like that. So they use that as a crutch, but it also, like I said, it has gone viral. So it also puts a division in, the word of God as well too. So because it's going viral, it's in the social media. And so when people see that, they use that and they say, you know what, this is why I'm not going to see Christians do this. We know that me, Lady T and Rodney, we know that already, that Christians are fickle. They go through their emotions and they get sad, and now they make a decision based on their emotions. And so it hurts my heart to just see that because that's not the word of God. God didn't tell no pastor, I'll tell anybody to their face that that's not the word of God, to get up there and make a mockery of a young lady because she's pregnant. Listen, I don't think she should be blamed. I think the parents should be blamed. She's a kid. She's a teenager, whatever. The parents should be the one you up there doing that. And then he just like made a mockery of her. He's like, there ain't gonna be no baby showers, and the parents shouldn't do no baby showers either. I'm like, that's not necessary. And that's not, if anything, like one of the guys said, if anything, you should be teaching her, okay, she said repent and not be public. That's personal. You repented from your sins. Okay, yes, you didn't get married. Okay, you had a kid. Okay, that's it.
Yeah,
that's personal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, first of all, the parents, I can't believe let him do that. And then the second part of, I wish pastors would do something like that to me. Because the second thing, I'd be like, cool, I'll go up there as soon as you go up there with me and tell me all your sins. You know what I'm saying? Because you are a sinner, just like I am. So if we want to share sins, let's just pass the mic around. You know what I'm saying? I'm good with it. I'll tell you what I did. Let's pass the mic around. Everybody, it's a free for all. Everybody get to tell their sins today. You know what I'm saying? That'd be that would be how I would feel about it. And it's so great, man. My pastor talks about it all the time. He was like, he was like, if we put all our sins up on this screen right here, none of us come to church. You know what I'm saying? None of us come to church, including me. Including me.
Word up.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you gotta really, that's crazy to me. But I've seen that, in my youth. I saw, like, my wife has a story. Both of her parents are ministers, and it was a huge issue with her church because the pastor called her out for wearing pants. They believe that, as women, you're supposed to wear dresses to church. You're not supposed to wear pants or jeans or something like that, or blah, blah, blah. And he announced it to the church that my wife was wearing at this time. She was only, I think, 13, maybe 12. And she was wearing pants because she had scratched her leg and had a scar going all the way down her leg. And she didn't want to cut. She didn't feel comfortable. She didn't feel comfortable going to church with a bandage and showing the cut. So she wore pants to church. And the pastor stopped the sermon to say something about it, and didn't find. And I was when my wife told me that, I was appalled and told her, I was like, yo, I would never go to your church. Like, I would never go there. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Yeah.
I just want to ask you a question. That's why. Have that pastor changed?
He's gone. He was gone. By the time me and my wife started, he was already retired and gone. But
I wonder if he had changed that mentality, that thought process, because my grandparents was like that too. They was like, oh, women supposed to wear dresses, and then now my grandmother, she still never wore pants, but I had to talk with her, like, grandma, well, pants are sometimes made, it's unisex, so it's not that pants are not just for a man. A woman has two legs. You understand what I'm saying?
Let's get something straight. What you're wearing does not devalue you or add value to you. You know what I'm saying? We're all sinners. We're all flawed. No matter what you're wearing, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, does not tell me your value. You know what I'm saying? Does not tell me anything about your virtue, your heart, your soul. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you're wearing, because you don't know that person's circumstances. You don't know what that person's going through at that moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I see somebody and they come into church, and they don't look dressed appropriately, the first thing I think is that person needs help, not ridicule. You know what I'm saying? That person, like, if he's dressed homeless or whatever the case may be, I want to help that person. If she's scantily dressed, as the church, we should want to help, not persecute. That or judge. That's even worse, in my opinion, when you judge somebody, because you don't know what's going on with them today. Like today, like, I've had bad days. We've all had bad days as a person, as even Christians. You know what I'm saying? We've all had bad moments where we're going through something where we may not be at 100 at that moment. That for the worst, I feel that the worst thing that the church can do is judge a person just simply because of what they're wearing, or just judge a person at all. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it where, they kicked out the woman because she wasn't dressed properly, or the guy was homeless and they didn't want him in the church. Like, that's what the church is for. I still never understand pastors who just want to preach to the choir. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want my pastor that he opens his hands, open his arms to anyone that walks in there, no matter what they look like. So,
all right. So I got a question for you. For first for you, Ronnie, and then to Lady T. Let me ask you something. Let's say I got to pick the picture for you. Let's say you're a pastor, right? And this woman is coming into your church, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she got this tight dress on, right? Mm-hmm. And on her dress, like, all right, so it's a circle right here, right? So it go up to about to her neck, and it comes down to right like where it show her breasts, and she coming in the church.
Mm-hmm.
You got a problem? Would you have a problem with that?
No.
Okay, now, Lady T, would you have a problem with that? Let's say you're a pastor. Be honest.
I think that it could be a distraction.
Yes, I agree. And listen, hey, Ronnie, and I said because let me tell you something. You have to be able to talk to that person and let them know, because it may be uncomfortable to tell a person that, but when you dressing like that, and
the question is she a distraction? If she comes into my church and she has her breast out and she sits down and listens to the word and is not doing nothing out of the ordinary other than what she has on, to me, that is only a distraction to the person who allows it to be a distraction.
Go ahead, Lady.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you.
Yeah, and I was going to say that's true, because the people around her may make her feel uncomfortable because of the way they may, react to her, and that is the distraction I'm really referring to. Other people around her that's sitting around her can make her feel very uncomfortable. They could, how people are, be like, "Girl, what?" Like, you give looks, or make a noise like, how people are. So that's what I mean, a distraction, because some other people might not feel comfortable with the person next to them that has their boobies all out.
And so, Rodney, so listen, so there is a certain, put like this, so you can understand me better too. You said she coming and listen to the word, that she not going to be a distraction, right? Okay. You can't dress the same way you go to the club to come to church.
Why not?
It's two different attires.
Explain to me.
How?
Okay.
You say you disagree, T? Or you
agree?
Oh, you can't. You said why? Because it's a different attire.
Let me ask you something.
Talk to me.
If you come to church and you're dressed like that, you need help. That person. Listen. Exactly. And why is the church there? So my thing is this: why are you distracted in what they're wearing and not paying attention to the fact that this person that came in dressed like they just came from the club might have just came from the club, and they might wait until I'm finished, please. Yeah, and they might, for me, when I see that, the first thing I'm going to think is that person is going through something right now. Right now, that person, because that's not normal. That's not something that a person would intentionally do on a day-to-day basis. I'm not getting up. If I'm rationally thinking in my mind at this point in time, I'm not going to dress like I went to the club and then come to church. If I'm dressed like I went to the club and come to church, I'm actively in a situation. And that would be my thought process as a pastor. I would think that this young lady is actively, like right now, she is in a situation. I would be more concerned about that than what anyone in my congregation is thinking about how she's dressed. That would be my thought process, because I've been to church a lot. And anytime someone has came in the church and they've been disheveled, half dressed, have this, that, and the other, every single time they were actively in a situation where they were running away from somebody who was abusing them, whether they were in a something happened last night, whether they were assaulted, whether they was this, whether it was that, every single time it has been that, other than the person just wants attention and is coming into your church to dress like a slut to get attention. every single time for me personally, it has been they were in an active situation right that moment where they needed help, not needed judgment. And that is just my opinion. I'm going to leave it there.
Were you listening to me, sir?
I hope you was listening to me.
I said that the first time. You have to learn how to talk to that person. That's what I said. I said that in the beginning. You have to learn, because clearly it's something wrong. But this person comes there on a daily basis. Every time they dress like that, that will be an issue. You go the first time, okay, we gonna have a sit down, we gonna talk. Is everything okay? What's going on? Are you being abused? You have to sit down and have a conversation with that person. You understand what I'm saying? That yes, you got to be able to do that. That's what you have to do. And the reason why I asked you that, because guess what? That's going on. That's going on in the church. A lot of women go to church because they have this. We talked about this before. They go to church thinking that they can find the right husband, so they dress like they want that attention. Not all women. I'm saying women. They want a good man. What's the first thing they say? Let's go to the church. Same thing we do. We do the same thing. Let's go to church, find the right woman. Ain't that what you told me? Ain't that what you told me?
Go to church. They dress like hoes.
No,
don't mean they dress like hoes.
I didn't, Roddy. Right? I didn't say.
Hey, look. Yeah. I don't go to that church. I'm sorry. There you go. I'll just say that I ain't been there.
And Lady T, do it happen to you? Lady T, let them know it happened.
I ain't been there.
Yeah, I ain't been there. You married.
I'm just telling you, I ain't been there.
And you've been to your church a long time, right? You've been to your church a long time.
Long time. Yeah.
You won't go to no other church.
No, I've been to other churches. I still haven't seen what you're talking about. I haven't seen that.
You got to come
but I'm not the person they're looking for. So I don't care. I'm moving on.
But you know,
I've seen. Don't get me wrong. I've seen women with tight dresses on, but that's I see that every day when I walk outside. So that don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? I like my wife to dress dress nice when she goes to church, and sometimes it's tight, sometimes it's not. I like it. I buy stuff like that for my wife. I'm here like I love it. I love when my wife exudes confidence. To me, it's not the same. I don't know what, my wife doesn't go to church with her breast all hanging out or this, that, and the other. But, she had a nice tight dress on. She's done it before. We had the Christmas parties at the church and she's really dressed up and it could be considered whatever, but I encourage it. You know what I'm saying? I love it. So I don't know what else to say, brother. I don't have those things in me. Like, I don't even notice stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? When I'm at church, yeah, I see a girl, she looks good or whatever the case may be, and I move on. I don't care. And anytime, like I said, that a person came in and it was just obvious, it was always in an active situation.
Yeah, so. They crying out for help. Yeah, we got that. We on board with that.
I don't believe that I can't say it doesn't happen. I know it does happen, but I don't believe it's as often as people seem to make the situation become. I think it becomes that. I think it becomes that whole like when you go out, if something happens once, it's talked about 10 in tenfold, and when you're doing good, nobody talks about it. Like if you go to church dressed normal, everybody go, but the one person that comes in that's not dressed normal, then they talk about it like it happened a million times. So that's just my opinion. I'm moving on.
Yeah.
It's my opinion. You ain't gonna convince me because I just don't live that. I don't understand it.
But hey, Roddy, but
I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying I don't believe it happens as much as people talk about it and pretend to that it happens.
I'll show you later. I'll show you on a skit. I'll show you a skit.
No. That's a skit. No, I'm talking about real life.
Real life. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about.
Man, we can go to churches all through the DMV. You ain't gonna find nobody in that jump dressed like a daggone hoe.
What?
You ain't gonna find it.
You heard this, Lady T?
I heard it.
You better wake up and smell the coffee, bro.
Hey, well, tell me what church that is.
I ain't telling you nothing. No.
I'll make sure I don't go.
That's what I'm talking about. You ain't gonna go. That's what I'm talking about. But it's not. That's not the message though. The message is I'm just saying that's the deception of it.
Watch
that's
the world to verify.
Yeah, there we go.
Back to that, man. I think Chef Dennis been watching too much of the world.
What you mean?
Lady T said it's true too, so I believe.
Yeah, brother, it is. And we come from the same background too. We come from the same loins. You know what I'm saying? Our parents, grandparents, they had this old way of thinking. Me and her, we got the old way and the new way. You know what I'm saying? A different perception on our faith. And that's the thing about it, is that we know their way, and now we got our own way and own journey and how we do things, and it's still glorifying God. It's still doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? He's not displeased by the fact how we doing it. It's just a different way, but we are still getting the message out. We're still doing it in the positive light. Some people might be uneasy about how we doing it because it's not the old way. But guess what? It's a new way. It's a new age. It's a new time. You know what I'm saying?
Those people, when they turn, the people that are actively going through something, they come to Christ and they change their life. Those to me are the people that are most active in helping people and changing. The people that went through things like they were coming into the church dressing like that and this, that, and the other, and made it through, and God got them through something. Their testimonies are the biggest testimonies in my opinion. That's just my opinion.
I mean, yeah, definitely. So you want to say something, T?
Yeah. So the point where I was listening to you guys. So everything that I said about the watch the world and verify is for a reason. We are in 2025, and I have been telling everybody that we are in the year of great change, and we're starting to see it on the government level. And you might hear about a little bit of certain things that are happening in the government, but it's going to affect everybody very soon. And I always like to tell people, pay attention, look around you, listen to what's going on. We are spiritual beings, but we are part of this world, and we need to be more engaged in what's going on, because we are kind of being headed into a direction that we have no knowledge and understanding of. So when we are always involved in our own, things, everything about church or everything about our families, and we really are not paying attention, let's say our finances, and we're not paying attention to how much taxes are going to certain places, or why we're paying taxes, or being a part of an understanding that can make a change, we are hurting our children. I feel like we are setting the foundation for our children to also do the same thing. And I love us Black people, and I want to see more of us be more in the spotlight of what is the forefront in the world. You get what I'm trying to say? Like I'm saying the government changes. I want to see more of us be a part of the government changes, but I don't see that happening. And I feel like everybody is about to wash away in a way. This is the time where I'm not going to keep saying it over and over, but I have been saying that you are about to see great change. And if you are not paying attention to what is being said, what is being done, and find out for yourself what it really means and how it will affect you, you're going to be lost. And you're going to kind of be blind to what's coming down the line. And the government right now is having major changes, and people are not aware. And people do not understand the change. And it's going to affect all walks of life, no matter what your religion, your creed, whatever it is, your nationality does not matter. We are all people. I just feel like, having conversations about not just spirituality is important, but about everyday life events, things that matter to our families. We need to have more conversations that could possibly open up an ear or open up an eye, that can have an understanding that can make somebody say, okay, we could do something to make a change or be part of a change. And I don't see that often. But I do feel like it could happen. And I'm not saying I'm going to start that, but I'm having the conversation with you guys. Having the conversation is what starts it.
Lady, there since we've been married and right, there has been two things that have happened in our lives that was detrimental and traumatic for us, and I think Rodney too. And one was, I don't know if you remember Hurricane Sandy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did that affect you?
Wasn't that only New Jersey? No.
Rodney, did it affect you?
No, it didn't affect
me. Let me tell you something. And what you're saying, here's the thing, and I kind of like disagree, because like I said, God says you are of this world, but not in this world, right? And
in this world, not of the world.
In this world, not of the world. Sorry, thanks for correction. The thing about it is that was, let me tell you something. If it didn't affect you, it affected us big. And I'm gonna tell you something. I promise you, it was an experience that it almost looked like the ending times. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because everybody was racing to get oil. Ronnie, when I tell you there were fights, there were guns at the line to get oil, because a lot of people had they needed the oil. I had to miss work because of gasoline, oil, all of that. It was, I'm telling you, we went to 3 different gas stations. They was out of oil. So, a lot of people didn't have lights. People were stealing oil. I'm telling you, it was a madhouse. You know what I'm saying? And I say all that to say this, is that at that time, my ex-wife wasn't even living with me. They was out of lights. They didn't have no gas, no nothing for a week. They had to come and live with me. I had lights, gas, everything, food, everything. I had everything that I was supposed to have. Her and her moms and my daughter, they had to come stay with me for a time being. You know what I'm saying? And I say this, and I say all I have to say is that when the time comes, you, like you said, you have to be prepared. And if you align with God, you're going to do the necessary things that is going to prepare you for those situations. You know what I'm saying? And I say all that, say I was always prepared. Same thing with the COVID. Listen, they said, oh, COVID now. I said the COVID ain't gonna happen. Once I realized that it happened, I was doing everything I was supposed to do to prepare for that situation. Alcohol, all of the chemicals for bacteria, tissue, paper towel. I even was going to get with my father, getting them, because it was like a necessity that we all needed, because we wasn't going to be able to go to stores. It was running out. All the food that I was able to get, I was able to go and get. I had to go to Pennsylvania to get some of the stuff that I needed, because it was out in New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? So I was doing all the necessary things that I was supposed to do. But God be the glory, because he provided me the way. Because mind you, at that time, like I said, it was tough to go out in the world, have a mask, and people was like, don't touch me, don't do this. So it was real tough. You had to wait outside to go into the supermarkets to get your stuff. You had to wait outside. They had a certain amount of people to go in the store, then come out, then you go in. So it was a big mess. So you got to prepare. Like you said, we have to. But the key thing is pay attention, be vigilant, and prepare yourself for whatever's getting ready to come. You know what I'm saying? I think that's key.
Yeah, it is
real key. And then I wanted to throw this in there too. Culture deception. You said watch and verify. Watching the world. Culture deception.
What deception culturally are you referring to?
Say it again.
What is the deception culturally are you referring to? Cultural deception. Give us an example.
This deception of was Jesus black? Was Jesus black?
Oh goodness. See, now when we ask questions like that, none of us know. We have no idea anything about who was what and if it happened. So
That's what I said.
But yes, a lot of people refer to the Bible and it says certain things like
but it takes away. And the reason why I pointed that out, Rodney got this look on his face. The reason why I point that out is because guess what? That's not the focal point. Deception. We don't not focus on that. Don't focus on whether he was black or not. Focus on his mission. Focus on what he set here on earth to do. That's what it is. His love, his sacrifice. That's the key. Worry about his sacrifice. And trust me, there are a lot of, and I know you guys know that there are a lot of people thinking that or saying that Jesus was black. It's not. So that's what I'm saying. Culture deception. No, guess what? Don't focus on that. Focus on his mission. Focus on what he set out to do. And he did it.
But anybody could say Asian people could say he was Asian. You know, anybody that wants to. But I'm hear me out.
They don't say that.
Let me just say this though.
All right. Good.
We know, and science has backed it up, that black people were here first, right? So why wouldn't we think that possibly that Jesus was black? That's something that the science knows. We can sit up here and say, okay, if science recognizes that, why would we want to just dismiss it to say Jesus wasn't black? So you know what I'm saying? Like, you just have to accept some things as, if you want to believe that, that's okay. I don't have to believe it because I don't really know. But science does say what most people know, that when the earth created was black first. You know, it was a black
Rodney,
person.
That's true. That's true, Rodney.
Yeah, we all the origination country is Africa. So yeah,
So
I believe. Where you get
that from? Where you get that information from? I just want to know.
Where's Bethlehem?
Bro.
Where is Bethlehem? This question. Where is Bethlehem?
It's in a part of Africa. Yeah.
There you go. So what else you want to talk about? What kind of people come from Africa? That's nothing but what it is. I'm not going to sit here and argue with you because I don't care. He can be blue for all I care.
And you know they say blue was a color too back then. They were blue people.
So you with me, Rodney? You with me?
I'm not arguing over that, but I mean, I will argue over facts that Bethlehem is in Africa. So
you with me though? You with me?
Do I believe he was white and blue? I really don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. That don't mean nothing to me. I still believe that we're all shades of wheat. So you can sit here and go whether it's a construct, it was created just to downplay one people from another, blah, blah, blah. It's man created, whatever. I'm not arguing about all that. I don't got time. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to believe that he was white, I don't care. If you want to believe that he was black, I don't care. If you want, whatever you want to believe it. Let's move on. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm not going to argue with you about it. And I mean, but I do understand that cultures are different, and there's speak of it in the Bible when they tried to build the tower to heaven, that God changed the languages and made everybody and then people separated. You know, there's explanations in the Bible for that. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's that's all. I hate when people argue about the minutia in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? It's like you said, instead of talking about God and what the principles are and how we supposed to live, we wanted to discuss whether or not he was white or blonde haired or whatever. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? All of us have shells. These bodies are just shells. It's our soul. It's God's going to save our soul. Our flesh is going to die. You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing that is guaranteed. You know, that when God comes, he ain't taking our bodies. He's taking our souls. You know what I'm saying? Your body is not coming to heaven. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. It's your soul. So therefore, I'm not, I don't care about these bodies that people want to discuss about whether or not this is better or that's better or black people run faster. You know, come on, get the hell out. I don't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying?
But you with me? I said it. I said cause deception. That's it. It's like
I ain't gonna lie though. I was surprised when it was a white cornerback in the NFL, but I didn't know they existed. But he got an interception, so it happens. Apparently, white people got speed too. So whatever.
What are you talking about, bro?
In the Super Bowl on the Eagles, the white cornerback is the one that got an interception.
Hey man, we ain't talking about no football right now, okay?
But I'm just saying, hey man, it happens. So don't tell me that black people are fast or this, that, and other. Hey,
I'm done with
fast too. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. I'm just making a joke, man. Just move on, Don't get in the minutia, man. Stay out of the minutia.
That's a new word you use now.
Minutia? Yeah, I use that all the time. I hate it. I love it. I hate when people start out like, that's minutia. I'll just walk away. I don't got time to argue about dumb things that don't matter.
Also, we talk about the watching the world. This is the biggest thing now that's going around now. Men's mentality. The health, the mental, men. I'm sorry, I was thinking about you. The mental health, men's mental health. That's big too. They try to demasculate men, and tell them they can be this type of man. You can wear put like this. Why are you looking like that, Ronnie?
Because I'm confused where you going, dog. This is the point where I get ready to correct you. We get
correct
ready
me. To hold up, because I told you. Look, you know what you do. You be in you in this little box like you can't see all that. Hey man,
see what?
Let me finish. Like you told me, let me finish.
I didn't say a
word. These rappers wearing these tight pants, and what's going on with that? What's up? Tight pants. And loose shirts up top. They got tight pants. I'm talking about super duper tight, like they're a woman or something. Now you get it? Now you understand?
What's your point? Get to the point. What's the point?
That's how a man's supposed to dress? Tight pants like that?
I don't know. Are you gonna wear it? I'm asking you a question. Are you gonna wear it?
Never.
Then what are we talking about? What are we talking about? I'm not wearing it. You're not wearing it.
Hold up. If they want to wear it, that's part of their mental health, man. They've been being misguided. That's a trend. That's a. Oh, let me wear this. Let me put this.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, ask you a question. Yeah. Ask me a question.
All right. Tomorrow I put on a dress, and I put it on for solidarity, for something. Does that change me?
It's going to question your mental health.
Yeah,
your mental health.
Come on, talk to me. Come on,
your mental health will be questioned,
I don't know what's up with him.
Because it's out of your ordinary, right? So if you put a dress on, right, and you come out, we're gonna think you want some drugs. Number one, because you normally don't do that, and then you come out with a dress and you're saying,
you ask me a question, and I say I'm doing this to celebrate my daughter.
Okay,
for some odd reason, whatever that reason may be. That still doesn't change me. Like if Kendrick Lamar wore bell bottoms and is telling you I'm doing it in solidarity for women, then that's his decision. It doesn't change him, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like
wearing a dress and bell bottoms is a little too. That's a little too. That's
so you have a purpose.
I got a question. If my daughter had cancer and she had to shave her head, I would shave my head. If my daughter told me that dad, today I want you to wear all pink because of the symbolizes breast cancer with me and march with me, I would do it. If she told me it would make me feel bad, if I had these reasons, like I've seen men do stuff like that. Now I'm not saying the same as what you're saying, because there are artists that are doing it for attention and for the wrong reasons.
A trend.
But there are also artists who are doing it for a reason. So there's people, there's always two ends to the spectrum, and you can't put everybody in one end. Just because there are people who do it and they do it for attention or do it for the wrong reasons, or they do it because they have an agenda. There's also people on the other end of that spectrum who may do something similar for a totally different reason. You know what I'm saying? So you can't put everybody in the same box, in my opinion. When I see somebody like that, I ask why, simply. And I can agree with the reason they tell me why, and I can disagree. Either way, it still doesn't change for me. I'm not going to say, for instance, I'm not wearing a dress. Now, you tell me you wore a dress because of your daughter or this, that, and the other, I'll say that's cool, man. I'll dap you up and move on. That still don't mean I'm going to change how I dress. You know what I'm saying? But I can understand that situation. And then they tell me, oh, I'm doing it because I feel like I'm a man in a woman's body. I'm still going to dap them up and I'm just going to walk away and not have a conversation because I don't know how they feel, nor am I going to indulge myself to try to understand. So, if I don't understand, I move away. And I don't indulge in that behavior if I don't understand it, but I'm not going to shun or judge a person just because of that behavior. You know what I'm saying? We all make mistakes. I've dressed improperly going to church before. When I was 16, I came home for practice. I went to church. I had a half shirt on that was my practice jersey, and still had on my daggone tights from the workout. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to go to church because at that day I needed the word, and it didn't matter what I had on. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people gave me weird looks and this, that, and other. I still didn't care. So I mean, because I needed that word that day. So but then you got a person like Kendrick Lamar. He told you the reason why. He don't normally dress like that, but he told you the reason why, because to him, in that moment, he was on a greater stage and he felt like he wanted to do something to solidarity. Now, does it make sense? Maybe it doesn't, but maybe it does to him, but that doesn't make him any less of a person. And in my eyes, it doesn't make him any more of a person. So that's all I got to say.
I still say, I think you went overboard when you said the dress. The pink, yeah, I get the shaved head, yeah, but the dress, I don't know about all that now.
No, with the reason.
I would do it. If my daughter told me that it made her feel better if I wore a dress, I would put on a dress today, right now, on the show. Wouldn't care about none of your feelings or none of your judgment or how you thought about me before I put that dress on and how you thought about me after I put that dress on. I still would not care. And that is just me. That's how I am. That's how passionate I am about my daughter, my mom, my aunt, any of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm that passionate. If Lady T, she probably had to talk to me for a while about it. But if I felt that the mission was important enough, I would. That dress does not define me. Nothing defines me. Nothing I can put on can ever define me in this world.
All right. Nothing. After the show, I'm going to ask you a question then, okay?
You can ask me on the show.
No, I'm not. No, it's not. I'm going to ask you in front of Lady T.
She is right here. What are you talking about?
Nah, you don't worry. I'm going to get you after the show, buddy. Don't worry. All right? All right.
Hey, man.
Listen, man.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up about Kendrick Lamar, because somebody said something about it, like, bell bottoms, nah. But he has his own reasoning. So just like you were saying, people have reasons for why they do what they do. It's it could be just for what they want to do, and it should be okay. And I get that. So, but that's verifying. That's verifying. Like, you found out why Kendrick, I don't know if you did, or if he said something, I don't know, about why he wore that belt. Okay, so he verified. He basically said, we watched him, some questioned it, but he basically explained it. So now we understand. So I didn't hear it. I'm gonna have to find out for myself. I'll listen to it later.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
But I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it did look, I was like, oh, he bringing it back, huh?
Only Rodney, no, I don't know either.
Right, well, I can tell you, but if you want, I'd rather you go ahead and research and
tell me. I would
love
to know. Yes, please tell.
He said he did it in solidarity for Black women because Black women have been objected all their life, and it was in solidarity for them. Just like he had the American flag and all the dances with Black men, because he's saying that this country was built on the backs of Black men.
Yeah.
So just like he did that. And if you know anything about Kendrick Lamar, everything he does has a symbol. So it's not weird to me, because I follow Kendrick Lamar. I know that everything he does has a reason. It's never he don't do nothing without a reason. So therefore, there's a reason for it. He's not wearing bell bottoms and dressing like that because he wants to, I don't know, just he wants to show that he has a great ass in the jeans or something. He's not doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's always for a reason. Everything he wore, his jacket had a reason. Glory is the name of his mother. Glory is also the name for Glory, the symbolism for Glory. He was wearing blue to represent the Crips, and SZA was wearing red to represent the unity between the Bloods and the Crips that he has put together. Like everything that the joint was, everything. I can go into all the stuff that is there that you just know that that's what he does.
So it's a lot of symbolism in
it. Exactly. Yeah, and what he does, his music, all of it has symbolism. So you know, I mean,
you like
Kendrick, but I don't want to move into
it. You like Kendrick, don't you? That's your boy, right?
I mean, he is good.
I'm a huge Kendrick fan.
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City. If you listen to that album, that is a work of art. That is not an album. It is a work of art. The Heart Part 5 is a work of art. Like these things, he's won a Pulitzer Prize for his poems. Like this dude isn't a normal rapper. He's not normal. You know what I'm saying? You can't put him in the same category as your Drakes because he's not the same. He's not here. He's not here to make music for you to entertain. He's here to make music for himself. He is a person who is trying to heal. He is a person that's trying to, and the first person he's trying to heal is himself. He don't care if he wins these Grammys. He don't care about none of that. This music is for him. And that's it. He, you know, and it just so happens that it's great music and people are behind the message in his music. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Good Kid, Mad City. He almost wrote that joint like it was my life, dog. That joint is, I understand every song on it. I understand every day he went through on that song, on that album. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, anyway, go ahead, man. Yeah, I'm a Kendrick fan, 100%. Going to see him in June with my daughter.
Oh, that's good.
Right. And I don't go to concerts either. My daughter bought me those tickets. I wouldn't have bought them. But, you know.
You going there with her?
I'm going there with her. Damn, yeah. And if she asked me to wear a dress or some bell bottoms, I'll wear them too.
Excuse me. We're not going to go there.
I'll wear them too. Man, I'm saying, hey, dog, you the one that let stuff make your value, man. And guess what? And if you saw me in a dress, and you decided not to be my friend, I'd be okay with it, brother. I promise. Because like you said, man, some people just can't handle that. I'm good with it. I'm okay with it.
We would ask you, are you okay if we saw it now? You know, we would have to.
And I have a good ass reason because I ain't doing it for nothing. You know, tell you that.
Okay, there it is.
Whatever my reason may not be good enough for you, but it's good enough for me.
But you wouldn't think you couldn't negotiate something else, all right, babe? You just came out like I
don't believe in negotiating people's feelings, man. People's feelings shouldn't be up for negotiation. If my daughter's going through something and anything she asked me to do to make her feel better, ain't my wife going through anything that make me. My wife said, I want you to walk down the street with a green thong on because it's something like that. I do it.
Well, listen. Well, guess
I'm
what?
Not scared of
that. I'm your real brother, and I'm gonna tell you, no, you don't. Let's see.
I wouldn't invite you.
You're right. You ain't gonna invite me because guess what?
I wouldn't invite you. Don't worry, it won't be. If I do it, it won't be publicized. I promise you.
You better not.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I'm gonna tell you, hey, yo, I don't care what you might hate me, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. That's what the problem is. I'm gonna tell you the truth.
20th wedding anniversary was during COVID. We did couples. I invited 10 couples to my house. We did a couples thing for my 20th anniversary, but you had to dress up as a celebrity. For my 20th anniversary, I dressed up as Prince. I also did a rendition of Purple Rain and re-proposed to my wife. I'm not afraid to do nothing, brother. I did that. I'll do it all. It doesn't matter. I'm not afraid. And if you judge me because of that, then I don't care. You're not, nobody. The problem with me is I'm an arrogant asshole. You
well,
know
you
what I'm
gotta
saying?
change that.
Like you can't.
Change that.
Nobody opinion of me is going to change my opinion of myself. Nobody. There's not a person on this earth that's going to change my opinion of myself. I know who I am.
You don't want him to be arrogant. Is that what you're saying? No. Or not an asshole? Which one? He said he's an arrogant asshole. Both. Why you say change it?
Because change is not always negative. It's always a positive thing. When you change, it's always to change to be great. Change is great. So change that way. Don't accept that.
That is great.
That ain't great. No, you say you
can't convince me I'm not great. I'm great.
No, not what you said. I'm not gonna repeat what you said. So
I'm an arrogant asshole. No,
all right, you gotta be that way. You be a better person.
He likes being that way.
No. My arrogance, and my asshole. It's for reasons. You know what I'm saying?
Be humble. Be humble. Be humble. Why? Yourself. Humble thyself.
Yeah, I humble myself in front of God. I don't mean I gotta humble myself in front of you.
Why not?
If I want to,
I'm your brother. Man, why not? What's wrong with that?
You won't even bail me out of jail. So why I gotta be humble to you? No.
I told you I'm gonna bail you out based on.
It's too late now. You know that bridge is burnt. That's all good.
Look. You say he's arrogant already, right? You can't be arrogant and say my bridge is burnt already. We just
I'm talking about calling you to bail me out of jail. I already know that. Hey man, it's okay, Chef Dennis. I told you, man. Some people are 3 o'clock friends. When you call them at 3 p.m., you can talk about. And some people, 6 o'clock friends, 6 p.m.
I'm 6 o'clock.
And there's 3 a.m. friends. You just not a 3 a.m. friend. My 3 a.m. friend ain't gonna ask me nothing. He ain't gonna ask me a word. He gonna be like, "You heard, Coach." He said it can't be that big because I'm not in the jail with you. That lady, we talked about this yesterday, right? And my best friend, Coach, he was like, yeah. Well, if he called me at 3 a.m. to come bail him out of jail, it can't be that bad because I ain't in there with him. Yeah. So whatever he did wasn't that bad. You know what I'm saying? So I get him out. That was his answer. True or false, Chef?
No, he did that. I said it. Yeah, I told Coach yesterday too, and I said, "Oh, you speaking from a friend because you know him. See, I'm just getting to know him. So he expect me to just come out. Oh yeah, I'm gonna bail him out. Nah, bro, I gotta get to know you some more, bro. I keep it real. I'm a real friend. I ain't no fake. I don't tell you nothing behind your back. I'm telling you to your face.
I'll keep it real. I'll bail you out. If I got the funds to bail you out, you can bail it out.
Well, listen,
you wouldn't even have to call me. If I just found out you was in jail, I'll come get you.
Hey, baby,
you have to call me.
Baby, like, for real. Call Rodney. Tell him I'm locked up. We need $5,000.
There you go. I ain't got $5,000, so I put a GoFundMe out there though. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen,
you know, my wife ain't got no job right now. I put a GoFundMe and got the first grand in there or something. I'll help out.
Oh Jesus, man! Listen, this was a good conversation on today. Listen. It was lovely, guys. Tomorrow, Ronnie and Lady T, we do have a guest tomorrow. Her name is Lady J. Yes, she has an author. She has a book, so she's an author of a book. She has a great story, so we definitely going to have a good time tomorrow. It's going to be real interesting. I had a conversation with her, and oh man, it was great. I'm actually really connecting with some new people. Today, this lady I met today, man, Rodney, you probably gonna want her on your stage too, bro. She got I told her she's about to get connected to a lot of people that has podcasts, that has a story, but also want to share it with the world. And the more you share it, the more people hear it, and they are moved to make a change. They're moved, and she's Christian-based, faith-based as well. So it's the move of God that we really want to do, and we want to change people's lives, not for us, but we want to be the vessel that God is using. And Rodney's doing a great thing over there. I'm doing something great. Santa's doing something great. Lorena's doing something great. Did you go check out Lorena, Lady T?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's doing something great. And this young lady that I met today, she's doing something great. So it's it's awesome just to be around people like that, and it's always uplifting and just to hear them talking. Actually, I don't know if you guys know, Santa and Lorena, they had a show today. Did y'all see it?
I saw clips. I saw the.
They was live today. They was live.
At 5 o'clock. I think I saw a clip. Oh no, at 5, maybe not. I don't know if she had already pre-recorded it. I could have.
Nah, it was live. It was live. It was live today. They did it live today. I saw some of it. They, it's just that type of connection, man. You want people to be healed from those stories and transform, and that's the biggest thing. It's a lot of men that's going to be transformed from dad mentality as well as from the battle to the glory. It's going to be a big year this year. Lady T, glad to have you part of it. You bring something dynamic to the table as well. I love you guys. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. All right, Roddy, hold on.
I got you.